Previously on Power Reviews.
Alphabet soup. They took Mayo. I'm going to bring her back.
Some first date.
And none of it had anything to do with a malfunctioning portal alignment device scattering us across dimensions.
Sumerian forest.
A spell of transport.
It's only for us to be brought back home by syncing up 4 little invisible flying cameras. Squee for me or squee for you?
It's the Morpotzners.
I'll go after them. Teleportation and invisibility. Comes with the suit. I'm getting you guys out of here.
Okay.
My friends, completely off limits.
Now what on earth?
And now, Database Rangers Power Review.
Greetings, Ranger fans, and welcome to Phase 1.
What on earth happened to you?
What?
The selective quantum utility electronic eye line shorted out.
We thought something had gone wrong. We even called Guy over.
We were just planning to effect a rescue mission. Is everything all right?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. Mitch and Mary, too. After I got them out of alphabet soup, I took them straight back to the house. Figured they were a lot less likely to get into trouble someplace the government didn't know about.
Well, what took you so long?
Their car was still here. Have you ever tried walking to their place? My legs are killing me.
The important thing is, everyone's safe. Indeed.
Speaking of which, we should probably get you over there, too. Mitch gave me his keys, so at least there won't be any hiking tonight.
Good. I had my fill of hiking this morning.
Then let's hit the road. Guy, I'll make sure to check in when I get back. That way we don't need to worry about everyone panicking again.
Excellent. In that case, I have some business to take care of at home. The moment you return?
Absolutely.
Very well, then.
And Kay?
Yes?
Please don't go anywhere until I get back. I haven't forgotten about our conversation.
Very well. Drive safely.
I will. Just try and get some rest while I'm gone.
Catch you later, Kay.
You as well.
Do you mind if we catch a quick bite on the way? I'm absolutely starving.
Yeah, sure. I think I spotted a shawarma place while I was teleporting around downtown.
Awesome. That reminds me, have you ever driven?
I've piloted giant carrier Zords and interstellar spaceships. I think I can handle a quick drive downtown.
Okay, it's official. You are never driving again.
So much harder than it looks.
Is this even the right place?
Oh, I gave up on finding shawarma after our 3rd time through that roundabout. I hope Italian's okay.
I don't even want to think about food. I just want to find some place to sit down until the room stops spinning.
Do you guys have any tables for 2?
Right this way. Here are your menus. Your server will be with you shortly.
Thanks.
Take your time.
Are you okay?
I will be. I just need to distract myself from the fact that my gastrointestinal tract is trying to commit seppuku.
Anything I can do to help?
Just talk to me. About anything. Just as long as it's not food. Or tilt-a-whirls.
Okay, well, how about episode 11 of Power Rangers Super Megaforce? Love is in the air. It's the end of another school day at Harwood County High, and Jake swings by the computer lab to join up with Noah for a trip to the brain freeze. But Noah's still busy typing, so Jake decides to entertain himself by kicking his soccer ball out an open window to nail the distant goalpost. And bounce right into their teacher's noggin.
Mr. Burley!
Oh yeah, I forgot he was part of this show.
Yeah, that'll happen when you disappear for 10 episodes. On the Armada flagship, Prince Vicar is putting on a little show of his own.
It's like they just dance right around our commanders, bruisers, and exports, and then do a little cheer. It's like they're taunting me.
He's sick of losing to the Rangers and is determined to put an end to it.
So, fools, I have a plan. Lavira. Huh? You're going to come up with a foolproof plan.
Brilliant.
Meanwhile, Jake and Noah seem to have forgotten all about the brain freeze and decide instead to record some spiffy new special effects soccer stunts.
Oh sure, because nothing bad's ever come of trying to make an online video.
With his new lack of plan in motion, Vicar decides to have some tea and rings for his new butler. Then rings again. Then a 3rd time before we're introduced to a new monster whose name he doesn't bother to mention, who apparently has had a crush on Lavira since childhood.
Wait, this monster had a childhood?
Apparently they both did.
That seems weird to me for some reason.
Because it adds an uncomfortable degree of humanization to a group of creatures that we routinely see blown up week in and week out.
That would be why.
Well, prepare to get even more uncomfortable as the monster butler's very next move after seeing Levira is to spike his long-lost love's tea with a love potion.
Hello, can I get you something to drink?
No thanks. We mean, we just need a little longer.
Maybe a little water to start with?
Very good.
So where did this guy get a love potion again?
No idea. But his plan does work. Sort of. Unfortunately for him, she sips her tea while watching over her viewing screen, with soccer star Jake front and center. So when the effect kicks in, it's the unaware Ranger that ends up being the new target of her affections.
Well, this can only end well.
Exactly. So Levira sends the butler down to nab Jake, much to his confusion. And to the Ranger's confusion too, as the X-Borgs go straight in for Jake and totally ignore Noah.
Hey, over here!
We're then treated to a pretty awesome unmorphed battle as Jake attempts to evade his pursuers and flee into the city, while Noah calls the others for backup, before going mega and insisting that Jake do likewise, until they're quickly joined by the rest of the team.
They're after Jake, only Jake. They ignored me.
Is he jealous right now?
If he is, he must really be starved for attention. They all go super mega, which begs the question of why the rest of the team didn't just show up that way to begin with, and go head-to-head with the Armada forces, powering up even further to Mighty Morphin Legendary mode to show off some classic-style weapons and finish off the X-Borgs. The butler, however, is more of a lover than a fighter, and when the going gets tough, he decides to clear out fast, and gets back to the flagship just in time to see Levira fawning over Jake.
Oh, my Jakey. You're so handsome and hunky. Oh.
She prancing? Sounds like she's prancing.
There might be some serious prancing going on.
She used me just so she could meet that Ranger. How could she?
Maybe because you used a love potion on her?
Yeah, I don't think he's been paying attention to little things like logic. Devastated and heartbroken, the monster does the only thing he can do, which apparently is to go down to Earth and sit in a pile of garbage.
Really?
I was dumped.
Bottom.
He's soon approached by a truly randomly dubbed Japanese woman who informs him that he can't recycle his Halloween costume while still wearing it. And yes, it really is every bit as ridiculous as it sounds.
Well, so what? Do something about it. And hold these.
I hate my life.
It's not exactly picnic for the rest of us either.
Meanwhile, the Rangers give up on running around in Mighty Morphin mode and decide to demorph and figure out just what's going on.
Weird. They just ignored me and went after Jake.
We get it, Noah. You didn't get enough love as a child. But not everything has to be about you.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
I know.
Are you ready to order?
You guys have pizza here?
With bananas?
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 Trust me, I've heard it's really good.
Okay.
One small pizza with bananas, please.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Now, where was I again?
Bananas?
Oh, right. Troy theorizes that the Armada might be going for a one-at-a-time approach, but Gia remembers the monster's comment about being a lover, not a fighter, and Emma recalls that he was doing it for a mysterious her, which leads them to the question of why a female monster would want Jake.
Because he's cute.
Aw, it's nice to know they find stalker behavior funny no matter where it's coming from.
But that's when the monster strikes again, literally burning with jealousy.
It flames on the side of my face.
You're going down in flames! No! Huh? Levira!
The shock of seeing his love coming to the defense of her, love, somehow manages to drive the monster even further over the deep end.
Why must you be so cruel? I've always had a crush on you, but you just used me to get to him. Now my love has turned to hate.
Feel the need to reiterate this. He's the one who gave her the love potion.
So now he decides to attack them both.
Invidious, no!
And Levira proceeds to rescue Jake's stunt dummy from the ensuing flames.
Wait a minute. Stunt dummy?
Oh, believe me, it is one of the most ridiculous things you will ever see. She swings this thing around like some sort of person-shaped hula hoop, all while the rest of the Rangers stand around and proceed to do absolutely nothing.
You think that she-monster loves Jake? That's my guess.
Yeah, and the he-monster loves her.
Oh, come on! Both of them have said their names in front of them at this point.
An alien-human love triangle? Gross. Now that's one for the books.
Actually, there's probably plenty of books about that in the average young adult section.
And here I thought Billy marrying a fish was a little unsettling. Anywho, after plenty more twirling and running around while Vicar and crew try to make sense of what's happening planetside, it takes Levira of all people to finally get the other teens to stop being grossed out and actually do something.
Rangers! My love needs help! Do something!
Guys, do something!
Something else.
Nope.
Thanks.
Of course.
So do they actually finally do something?
Yep. They all morph to Mega and promptly get blasted.
Well, that was helpful.
At least it distracted Levira long enough for Jake to morph as well.
I know you can defeat him, my love!
I'm not your love. I like someone else. Sorry.
We all know who that is.
Are they really going to get into this right now?
Thankfully, no. They all go Super Mega and team up to battle Invidious, but soon find the flames a little too hot for them.
Let's fight firepower with horsepower. Legendary Ranger mode. Turbo.
Wow, that was tenuous.
Shift into turbo.
They take on the monster with the power of the Turbo Rangers, delivering their final attacks with, and I swear I'm not making this up, a skateboard, a unicycle, rollerblades, and a bicycle before Troy finishes them off with the Turbo Lightning Sword.
Wow.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yep. And this just frees things up for Levira to resume chasing Jake, while Invidious quickly gets back up and resumes chasing her, until Prince Vicar finally gets sick of this whole plot line and fires the Maximizer on Invidious. And what happens next? Oh boy, here goes. Jake convinces Invidious to ask Levira out.
What?
It's easy. Just say, will you go out with me? There, try it.
No way! I can't!
Well, do you want to impress her or not?
I know I'm getting impressed.
You're making this up, right?
I swear, this is actually what happens.
Okay. Will you go out with me?
Impressive! Maybe he's the monster of my dreams.
This is actually working?
This actually works.
You're so romantic.
And you're so beautiful.
And this is so weird.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Of course, that's when the inevitable happens.
What can I do to make you happy?
Why, destroy the Rangers, of course.
Well, that backfired.
Well, that backfired.
That's what I just said.
Anywho, the Rangers quickly move to defend themselves by summoning the legendary Megazord. First breaking his heart with the Super Mega Cannon, then somehow summoning a random traffic light to queue up a Super Mega Slash that looks suspiciously like the Turbo Megazord spinout, then finally forming the legendary Samurai Megazord to finish the job.
Samurai! Samurai!
They bust out their giant Fire Smasher to deliver a final strike and send Invidious flying all the way back to Vicar's flagship, where he's not only brought back down to size, but meets with the rude awakening that Levira not only has no interest in dating a loser like him, but is now fully free of her spell.
How did that happen?
Not really sure. But Jake sure is glad it's over, as he, Troy, Emma, and Gia sit down to relax at the brain freeze, which is oddly devoid of Orion for some reason, and where Emma suggests that he follow his own advice and finally ask out someone that he likes.
Well, that's totally not peer pressure in the slightest.
But it ends up not mattering anyway, since before you can get the words out, Noah bursts in with the news that their video has gone viral on Lookit, with over 6 million hits.
That's ridiculous. Nobody can get that many hits that fast.
You don't need to tell me that. But however it happened, the other Rangers get a huge kick out of it. Especially Troy for some reason. And that's the end of the episode. So, what did you think of it?
Well, that was absolutely ridiculous.
Wasn't it?
I mean, you have a love potion plot that is promptly forgotten about by the person who used it in the first place, and then proceeds to disappear by the end of the episode with no real explanation. Plus, you have everyone outside the magic love triangle spending half the episode just standing around confused. And that's not even getting into the random Japanese woman, the spinning stunt dummy, or the Hammer Space X Games finishing move. At this point, I'm really starting to think that my theory from the season premiere might actually hold water.
And what theory was that?
That the writers are fully aware of just how off the rails this series has gotten, and are just making fun of themselves at this point.
Yeah, I could buy that. I mean, they did lean heavily on the self-awareness in this episode, with everyone constantly pointing out how ridiculous everything was, and some of those moments were probably some of the funniest bits of the episode.
Well, that backfired.
And this is so weird.
Although honestly, one of the strangest bits of this episode was the scene where Jake convinces Invidious to ask Levira out. Not solely because of the sheer hilarious absurdity of giving a giant monster dating advice and actually having him take it, but also because they try to make having the courage to ask someone out be the core message of the episode that Jake is supposed to take the heart at the end.
Why is that so strange? I mean, if he likes her, why shouldn't he ask her out?
Because he already tried.
What?
In the second episode of Megaforce.
And what did she say?
Well...
Listen, Jake, you're probably a great guy.
Oh, that doesn't bode well.
I think you're out of this world.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that was when she spotted an alien ship and put her arms around him to nab her morpher out of her bag that he was carrying, while he nearly fainted at the sudden female contact.
How romantic. Did they ever get a chance to finish that conversation?
Nope.
So did we ever find out if she actually likes him back?
Well, on the one hand...
Jake! Okay. I love expensive stuff.
But on the other hand...
You're really gonna go there? What are you doing?
Let's get this party started! Come on, Gia. Come on, just one dance. Come on. Yeah. Woo!
Here, do something useful. It's just some guy looking for attention. You can relate, right?
So it's really hard to say one way or the other.
So you mean to tell me that this show has been going on for over a year and a half, with Jake constantly going on about how into Gia he is, and we have never once gotten her side of the conversation?
Yeah, no.
That is so messed up. I mean, even putting aside whatever chemistry the actors may have, any form of persistent one-sided attention without clear reciprocation could easily be interpreted as a form of harassment. And so long as they keep her character silent on the issue, they're sending the message to an impressionable audience that this kind of behavior is perfectly acceptable.
And honestly, what makes it even worse is that this isn't even the first time we've seen this kind of behavior in the franchise. In Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, which, by the way, is a criminally underrepresented season that has failed to have even a single legendary mode appear in all of Super Megaforce, they had the extremely uncomfortable relationship between Joel and Miss Fairweather. Not only did she explicitly reject his advances on numerous occasions, but he also persisted to harass her while in the context of a workplace environment, even going so far as to peek under her hospital gown while she was still recovering from a monster attack. And despite all that, they still got married.
Right, I'm going to take the little tidbit and put it off to the side, because I don't want my head to explode, and that's not exactly what we're talking about right here. The point with Jake and Gia specifically is that if you're going to have romantic tension between characters, you need to show both sides, especially in a kids' show.
Yeah, unfortunately that's kind of hard to do when you don't get any focus episodes.
Really?
Yep.
Gia hasn't gotten a single focus episode?
Not one.
Nothing?
Not even in the pipeline.
Wow.
Yeah. Overall, this episode is more wacky slapstick than anything else, but it clearly draws attention to a lot of the problems that the series has had with the way it traditionally handles relationships, while simultaneously only halfway conveying what should actually be the lesson of the episode.
You mean the part where having the courage to ask a girl out is all well and good, but both sides need to open the lines of communication in order to make a relationship?
Exactly.
So...
why don't you... No, you.
Okay, DB, if one of us does not finish a sentence soon, I might have to throw something.
Fine, sorry. What I wanted to say was, I know that our last date didn't exactly go well. What with me getting captured, and then you getting captured, and then the glowing eyes, and the whole ripping apart the fabric of reality, and me getting trapped in another dimension, but, would you consider having dinner with me sometime?
DB?
Yes?
We're already having dinner.
Oh, right. So, does that make this...
a date?
Yes.
Well, I don't know. We haven't exactly had much time to talk about our feelings. I mean, first I had to rescue you from that alternate dimension, then I moved in with the Morpotzners, and then we ran over an interdimensional super agent, and then I got sent off to the Sumerian forest.
Is that where you were? Because I've been really meaning to ask about that.
I guess it all really comes down to one thing.
What's that?
Do you have any intention of kissing me tonight?
Oh, well, I mean, the first one was very nice. Very, very nice. So, I mean, if you're up for it, I guess I would have to say yes.
Then congratulations. This is your second date.